All right, Ian, we have voicemails, don't we?
We do. We might as well do some of these.
Do you know how to leave us a voicemail?
I don't. You're going to have to go through that.
You still don't know. You don't care about me here at the podcast. Anchor.fm/the See Podcast.
I care plenty. I just don't know that.
Anchor.fm/the See Podcast. Leave us a nice short message. Try not to leave us something we've asked before if you can, and keep it short and sweet. Hey, my name is Brian, and I love Ian's beard. And here's my question. Here's the first one from Mike.
Hey, Pat and Ian. It's Mike from Jersey.
Mike!
I was wondering if you remember the first game console you were able to buy with your own money.
Yes.
Mine was the Atari 2600 for under $50.
Under $50?
$50. Isn't that nice?
Fun is
An honorable mention goes to the Sega Master System 2, which I surprisingly found brand new at KB for $30.
Oh, I paid more for that.
Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Great, Mike. I might be in the same ballpark. Obviously, I famously was forced to sell Christmas toys and use Christmas money and toy money to get Super Nintendo in Christmas '91. But the Master System 2, I did use my own money. Mine was Kitty City. I want to say it was like $80 though, or it was not $30. Damn it, $30 is a fucking deal at KB for that.
Yeah,
built-in Alex kit with its reverse fucking buttons.
For me, it was the Sega Genesis. My brother and I. Growing up, we lived in an apartment, like a duplex apartment, and probably the only decent landlord I've ever known. Nice guy. Hired my brother and I to rake leaves front and back of the two duplexes for a fall, and we got, I think, $100 to split, and we took it and we went and bought a Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog packed in.
So that was, what was that? Sonic the Hedgehog was packed in?
Yeah.
I mean the cartridge. Oh, that was the Model 2 one.
No, it was the first one.
So that was like late '91 that came out with that.
Yeah, it was the Model 1 Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, that's the most famous one.
Yeah.
The famous box. That was the one right after the Ultra Beast one. Yeah, I got that one.
And
how many times did you rake leaves?
Front and backyard 3 times.
How many hours?
I don't know. It
10 hours?
He paid us very well.
I was going to say. Okay.
He paid us very well.
If it was every week, I'd say no, but it was like a few times. Okay.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of fall, middle of fall, end of fall.
You're lucky.
We did, and the second system we ever bought with our own money was a Game Boy the next year in '92.
I hated raking leaves.
We didn't like it, but he paid us well. So
I wasn't paid.
We did it.
I had to do it. And we had a house on a corner, so we had yard 360, a lot of space, and there was like 2 big oaks on both sides. So it was like 2 hours every you couldn't go more than 2 weeks. It was like a week and a half. You had to do it again. It was bad. I do not miss raking leaves. Hey, Dad, get the mulcher. Okay, yeah, finally he gets it. Finally, thanks, Dad. Then we get the blower at least to blow them together. We had those crappy like the metal rakes with that really thin.
Oh yeah, the ones that rattle.
Those are awful.
And you do more stabbing of leaves than you do actual
yeah, they get
raking.
stabbed. Give me that crappy plastic one. Give me the crappy plastic one. Let's see next.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Ryan from Saginaw, Michigan. This question's kind of for Ian. Why do you seem so much happier on the Extra Napkins podcast with John than you do on the CU podcast with Pat?
John and I are just generally high. That's all. It's just giggles. It's giggles.
Ian has the most fun ever on the CU podcast.
It's the giggles.
Hello, Pat and Ian. It's Jeff from Canada. I've recently begun selling off the bulk of my collection for some sweet cryptocurrency money, but so far there's been about 20 games I cannot bear to part with. So my question is, Pat and Ian, if you had to whittle your collection down to only 10 games across all systems, what would they be? And it can be because you love the game, because of its rarity, because you think it's going to increase in value.
What are you thinking?
I would keep my Battletoads for my grandma, even though I hate the game. I would probably keep Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because I bought it with my own money. It was one of the first, I think it's the first game I remember buying with my own money. I don't know. I don't know what games I would keep for sure, but honestly, you'd probably see all of my rare games go. It would probably be all the games that I have like sentimental value to. My copy of Raiden 4 on the 360 was the first thing Vonnie ever bought me. So like, I would keep that. I am a sentimentalist. I can get rid of a lot of things that I'm not using, but if I have some sort of like attachment to it or a good memory with it, I would keep it.
Is that a word? Sentimentalist?
Probably not.
Oh, it is.
Oh, all
A
right.
sentimentalist is someone who's prone to being sentimental, expressing, appealing to, or being moved by sensitive or tender emotions, such as love, nostalgia, or pity. Okay. It's tough for me to say that. I mean, I have to balance, okay, what do I love? I'm guessing at this point, if I don't need the money, then it doesn't matter as much. But obviously, if I want to keep something to increase in value, I'd keep some expensive stuff. I'd probably keep Magical Chase. That'd be one I would definitely keep. I would keep that because I have such fond memories of that, completing that collection. And I do love that Christmas video I did. And that is kind of special. That's like right after I moved here. I did that video. Not too long after, so kind of tied to that, getting the game, completed my TurboGrafx 16 collection. That like ended like almost like a chapter of my life, kind of in a way. It's like completed my move to California.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that one, and I'll just throw 10 games in the fucking M82 and keep that. Fucking Baseball Stars, Super Dodgeball. What's in there actually? I always forget what the hell's in there. I think some of those came with it, but some of those are like ones I want to keep in there. Super Dodgeball's in there. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. There's some decent games in there. DuckTales is in there. There you go.
Yeah.
You're like,
There you go. That's a good one.
You don't care about
That's a good one.
You don't have fun on the podcast.
I have fun on the
No, you
podcast.
don't.
Hola Patricio y Juan, soy Francisco de México y tengo 50 preguntas para ustedes. Esta es la primera.
First.
What's your top 5 movies or documentaries about video games? Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Francisco. Top 5 documentaries. We'll just give a few. Everything's a top 5 or 10. It's tough to think like that many.
Special When Lit is a pretty good pinball documentary. That
Special
I watched.
and Lit?
Special When Lit.
Special and Lit.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the Game Store documentary.
I mean, not for resale?
Not for
A
resale.
video game store documentary available on Blu-ray and on Amazon Prime?
Yes, that one.
He said begrudgingly.
That one. I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of video game stuff.
How about video game movies? You also include video game movies. Does that mean like Mortal Kombat?
Sonic the Hedgehog and Mortal Kombat. Those are the two.
The original Mortal Kombat, not this fucking remake that doesn't have a tournament in the damn movie. It's ridiculous. Special When Lit came out 2009. How about video game years? That's not really a documentary though.
No.
That's like a farce, a historical sort of. Yeah, it's not a documentary.
No.
It's a series. Got an announcement about that coming soon, by the way. All right, next here.
Hey, Tommy Tallarico checking in again. Just wanted to let you gaming racists know how many stores I just scored deals with to sell the Amico this year. Just got off the phone with Funko Land, so that deal's done.
That's great.
And I'll give you the list. Babbage's, boom. Toys R Us, boom. KB, boom. Caldor, boom. Perkins, boom. And right after I'm done talking to you, I'm going to get on the phone with Petland Discount, okay? And just want to finish by saying, because of the way you guys treated me, none of them will ever talk to you again.
Oh, no. Tommy, no. I want to do a deal with Caldor.
Oh, jeez.
What was that one he said? He said Bradley's?
Caldor, boom. Pergament, boom.
Pergament.
Well, I don't even know what that one is. Was that a regional one for you?
That one sounds fucking familiar. I have to look
We had
that up.
Kmart. Kmart's still around, technically. I think Target bought a bunch of them, or Walmart did. Caldor's gone and Bradley's are gone. Those are the two we had besides Kmart.
Pergament, yeah. Pergament Home Centers in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Are they still around?
They sold flooring paint, and wallpaper.
Yeah, Kmart somehow survives. He's laughing. Well, is that's what the Bed Bath & Beyond strategy, or linens and things. So I think is gone.
All right.
Well, best of luck, Tommy.
Thanks, Tom.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Josh from Pennsylvania. I just started listening to the show last year, and I really love it. Your poll topic last week got me thinking, what would you guys have done if Pat the NES Punk had not taken off? I wanted to piggyback off that and ask, what do you think your relationship with video games would be if the NES Punk hadn't taken off? Do you think you'd still love them just as much as you currently do, or less, or more? Yeah, thanks for the show, guys. Hope to hear from you.
I guess it's more towards me. So it's like, collecting, I still would have collected games no matter what. But doing the video sort of tied me, even before I was making real money off it, tied me to make me more profession, the games. Then obviously once you get into the podcast and then you get into the books, then it's a career. Then you're more tied to the games. You're sort of like locked into it, right? So if I went in a different direction, let's just say I became a professional fencer, would I still love video games? Absolutely. Would I love that? Why are you laughing?
Become a professional fencer.
Don't make me do it because you're doubting me. I'll do it.
I wasn't. I'm just saying it's funny. It's coming back up.
Fucking
brought it back up.
3 years, another Olympics in summer. We got a short
Do it.
turnaround. So I would always still love it, obviously, because I think when you get into stuff like that, I don't think you just fall out of it entirely, like a hobby.
It's hard to completely.
Yeah,
you
like-
can burn out for a time period, but it's hard to completely just be like this thing that I dedicated so much of my time to.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all anymore.
Yeah, like let's like I used to be heavy into Star Wars toy collecting. Then I got out of it, but I still have some of it, and I can still talk about someone how I still like it. It's never totally divorced from you.
Sure.
And I think that's how it'd be with video games. Now the question would be, would I have just gotten then straight into modern stuff? I could have been been a famous Twitch streamer on modern games. I could have been a Fortnite streamer. Ian.
You could have been.
Could have been a contender. Next question here.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Aaron from Oakland, California. And I was just wondering, more specifically, this is a question for Pat. I don't know if you've ever thought about this before,
Never.
but have you ever had a fan or someone come up to you at a convention or whatever saying that they've been watching you since their childhood? Because for me personally, I've been watching your videos since I was about 9 years old, and now I'm 18.
Yes, Aaron, and I'll cut you off there. Yes, it does happen more and more on social media, especially when it's like, oh yeah, I used to watch the Flea Market Madness, like 8 years ago. I'm glad to see they're still around. And it's like you start doing the math. It's like, well, some of these people are probably like teenagers. It has happened at conventions. There have been people. The most famous one is my arch nemesis from Portland. You know who it is. He would always give me shit in the audience, and then like every year, the first year he would like throw jabs at me about Sega and the Genesis. He was like 12, 13 years old, 14, like he was before high school, and then now he's like in college. And he's like, hey, you know me, right? Like, yeah, I know you, you little SOB. You're giving me shit when you were 12. Yeah, so like you see all these people at conventions that really sort of really punches it through that, hey, you've been doing this for I've been doing the YouTube stuff for 13 years now.
Well,
13 years.
It's crazy too because you see those people maybe once a year, so you get like these. You don't see them grow gradually. You get these
updates.
Snapshots was what I was going to say. You twisted fucking fruit.
What? You wouldn't have said that if I was on the other food podcast. You wouldn't have called me that.
You're a gnarled banana.
Okay. Next.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Daniel from Gloucester, New Jersey.
Charlie!
I also go by Shadow the Pika online. First of all, happy birthday to Pat.
Thank
he
you.
and I share the same birthday, so that's always fun. So my question, folks like Pat and James Rolfe, you guys always inspire me to work on building up a game collection. I actually am working on a complete GameCube set myself. I'm about halfway there with it. So that leads me to my question, Pat. Any plans to work on a certain Nintendo GameCube guidebook or possibly licensing that project out to other hobbyists who might be interested in working on it?
I've gotten more people ask about GameCube book the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 months than I'm comfortable with. It's coming up more and more. In terms of licensing it out, I mean, I don't. You can do your own GameCube book. I can't stop you. There's nothing to license unless you need you want me to oversee it. Let me get through this fucking book first. This book has been a nightmare. Let me get through this one first. We'll see where I'm at. GameCube would make sense on paper, though. It would.
It would, and it's not a.
It's not. It wouldn't be as difficult.
It's not an untackleable library.
Tackleable. It's like 600 games, including Japanese. That's not horrible. It's not horrible. But he wants to do Game Boy, so I don't know. Next. Nope.
Hey guys, Jean-Francois calling from Bathurst, New Brunswick, Canada. Just being curious here, being Canadian, what is your favorite Canadian city? Thanks, guys.
I wish I knew more Canadian cities. I've really only been to Toronto, and I fucking love it. It's my favorite city in the world, but lots of people have told me that I would love Montreal and lots of other places in Canada better. So I have to say Toronto by default, and I do like it. I love it, but I know it's not like I've given the rest of Canada a fair shake.
I've only been to, where was Con Bravo at?
Hamilton, which is south of Toronto.
Yes, by about an hour or so, something like that. Only been to Hamilton. Not very nice people. I love the 80s Time Warp mall they have. It's like a mall out of 81.
Oh, really?
It's weird because it's underneath the hotel and branches out because I guess it gets cold. And it's like when I went there originally, I went to Con Bravo 3 years. It was like fucking 15, 16, 17, I think, or something like that. Or 13, 14, 15. And you went down there and you saw there's like no like national chain stores like you see like a mall in the US. They were all like mom and pop and regional. There was like a Photorama type of shop there. I'm like, where the hell am I? Where am I? It just felt like old. I guess that's some parts of Canada. It just feels like it's a different culture. It's a different culture. And that's what my biggest memory of was that. And the fact that food was so much cheaper after the conversion. You can get a full like restaurant meal for like $7.50 US.
Yeah, the exchange
with a drink.
The exchange rate does not hurt.
It's so nice, so nice. That American dollar actually going far there. We'll do a couple more here.
Pat the Punk, what is going on, man? Ian, hello.
Hi.
Don't know much about you. I know you work at a game store. So, Pat, I have noticed that as your hair has gotten longer, your temperament has gotten better. It's truly something to behold. I mean, congratulations. That's growth right there. Really appreciate it.
Literal growth.
Let's
wait a second, Dustin.
See here. What are your thoughts on the Raspberry Pi emulation station scenario? What are you thinking? You know, those can support up to 1 terabyte now, if you can believe that business.
All right, what do you think about that, Ian? About the Raspberry Pi terabyte station?
I don't know. It's fine. What do you think about your hair?
Well, I don't know. Well, it's short now. Well, am I going to be meaner?
You are. See, you're getting snappy.
See, I'm getting snappy.
You're getting snappy.
It's like it's a reverse Samson right there.
I don't think much of anything about the RetroPie situation. I did not wake up and go, what are my thoughts on this 1 terabyte RetroPie situation? Emulate if you like emulation. Do it up. It's good.
All right,
it's good stuff. It's free.
You want to do one more or you want to cut it?
Let's cut it.
That's it. It's up.
Cut it.
Ian doesn't have fun during the podcast.
I hate it.
We don't talk enough about potato salad with raisins in it.
No, you don't put fucking potato salad in raisins.
That's what I hear you say on Extra Napkins. I hear these things.
You have not heard that at all.
I hear that, Ian. I hear that your podcast supports raisins and potato salad.
No, I do not.